There she is. Well, here it is. Good morning. This is Jason at Oregonbeekeeping again. Again, like my last video, times are just kind of crazy right now. We're trying to get videos done. I don't know what my problem is, but yeah, I'll blame it on the coronavirus. How about that? Trying to get things done, trying to get videos uploaded. I mentioned something a couple videos back, I believe, about waiting to try something and get something that I was really excited about, and this is what it is. It arrived. This is really, really cool, and I'm just going to kind of walk through it and open it up with you. This is an Apimae beehive. This is a polyurethane insulated hive, and ever since I found out about these, I've been wanting to get one just to see how the bees react with it, and I got one. And I'm going to go through it and open it up with you and go through all the features, so it might be a little bit drawn out. I did have a video put together regarding my splits in the spring. Again, I took some video footage. It was horrible, but basically I had about an 85 to 90% requeening ratio, which is great, and my count as of today is about 22 colonies, and I recently caught 2 swarms. One happens to be in my carport right up over here. My carport swarm trap worked great this year. It's 3 or 4 years in a row now. It's awesome. So let me put it on pause here for a second. I'll open this up and we'll take a look. Well, there she is. Got it out of the box. So it's a company's called Apimae Ergo Plus Beehives. Got a little pamphlet here. I believe these are the instructions. Let me have a look here. Yep. So it talks about everything that's included in the colony, or in the hive rather, the hive body, how to use it, what their purposes are. It comes with a top cover, a top feeder, frame spacers, queen excluder. Obviously it's got gates here for different purposes. It's got a tag spot in the front for your colonies. It's got lockouts down here. It's got a ventilated top right here. So that's just on the outside looking in here. Let me see what else is in here. So on the bottom board, it's got entrance reducer. It also has a pollen tray and trap on the bottom. You can take that in and out. It's also ventilated. This is like the MacGyver of like bee boxes, man. It's got everything. Or from my childhood, Inspector Gadget, for those of you who know that. This is like the go-go Gadget beehive. This thing is no joke. Yeah, it's got everything in here. So it came with this pack, also this little pack here, which is some of the divider boards. So pop that over there. So we've got 2 different divider boards here, top and bottom. It's got these vents in here. So those are for dividing up the colonies. One thing I really also like about this is on the side, you've got these lockdowns right here. So if I want to take this off, I just unpop that one, and my top comes off. And this is heavily insulated. I mean, look at that wall. I don't know if you can see in the video here. Look how thick that wall is right there. That's a couple inches of insulation. That's awesome. One thing that they did say on these colonies, on these hive bodies, is that your standard wood Langstroth colony has an R value of about 1. These have an R value of about, I think it said 6 or 7. So they're 6 times more efficient than a standard wood colony or wood hive body when it comes to heat and coolness and cold. One thing that I try to focus on with Oregon beekeeping here, and that's why I started the channel, is that Oregon or the Pacific Northwest has a very unique climate. We're very wet and damp a lot of the year. we don't get super freezing cold temperatures in the wintertime, and we're not, you know, 100 to 110 degrees in the summertime. We don't have a huge swing in temperature. We're most areas in the southern Willamette, northern Rogue Valley area where I'm at, you know, in the wintertime you'll get a couple evenings in the, you know, December, January, where it gets down maybe into the teens a couple times. But for the majority of the time it's 30, 35 and rainy and cold. And the summertime we're 85 to 90 for the most part. You'll have a week or so where it maybe reaches 95 or whatever, but for the most part it's pretty mild. But we deal with a lot of moisture and mold in my colonies. I get that all the time with the wood stuff. So I'm hoping this helps solve that problem. I like the lockdowns though. When you're gonna go move it, it's super easy. You just pick it up and you move it. No straps, no nothing, so that's cool. On the top here you have feeders. These little inserts here, they can climb up and down. So it comes with its own feeder. And the feeder's separated. You got two here. And the reason for that is because of these dividers. So I could put these dividers in here and I could have a nuke on both sides and have a feeder for each nuke. That's awesome. Or I could just have one big colony. So that's a cool bonus. Lots of possibilities here. You've got your screen bottom board. Comes with 9 frame spacers, it looks like. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 10 frame spacers. That's weird. I'll have to look at the directions and see what these are for. Those again. Alright, so let's pop this bottom one off here. Man, again, these have some weight to them. Like, I don't know what they use for the insulation necessarily in here, but they're not light. Like this, that's got to weigh like 5 to 10 pounds. So they're heavy duty, really heavy construction. It's got the symbols in the inside right here. I don't know if you can probably see that, but it's food grade polyurethane or plastic, so that's obviously a good thing. And then you've got your screen here and pollen trap, it looks like. And again, you've got your ventilation here. So that's all pretty cool. I believe the bottom board, this bottom board is actually permanently attached. So on the back side here though is where you've got your trays. So you've got, this I believe is your pollen trap piece. Yeah, that's a pollen trap piece. So you would just take that out if you don't want to have pollen pieces there. And here's your trap. So you've got your pollen tray right here that catches your pollen. Then you've just got a bottom board right here. So this bottom board, which is cool, you can use for inspections. It just slides in the bottom down here. Like that, boom. And now you've got your screen bottom board closed off. You can do all your trapping in there as far as, you know, doing your inspections for mite falls or whatever, or in the winter time, keep the draft out. And in the summertime, you can just pull that out. Now you've got an open bottom board with plenty of ventilation. So again, super cool in that regard. Put this back in. Again, that's your pollen tray where you catch all your pollen, if you so desire to do that. This is your pollen trap. Just like that, just goes back through here. That. And yeah, so the way this works is when you open up the front, the bees have to come through here and up through the pollen trap to knock off the pollen. Or if you pull the pollen trap out, they just come up and have free access. You would have to close this off, obviously, because if they come through here, they're not going to want to drop pollen to do that, obviously, so you want to leave that for ventilation. Yeah, and then as far as moving the colonies around, you just close that up and you move them. This is super cool. This is super cool. Got to figure out what these are for, to be honest. I don't really know. I have to look at the directions again. But that can go in there. These divider pieces, there's a slot here for them. Looks like that probably does not work with the pollen trap, it looks like. So you have to take that out. And you can close these off for ventilation, or if you're trying to raise queens for smells or not biting or who knows what. I mean, just again, ventilation possibility. But that doesn't sit down flush with the pollen trap in there. So that would be something to remember if you're going to do that. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I'm going to look at the directions more on this and check it out and see all the fancy other things that I'm missing here. Let's see. So you can have 4 frames on each side with the divider board in there, it looks like. And it does say make sure the pollen trap is completely removed. So there you go. Just talks about the top feeders here, how to use them. And then yeah, it's supposed to take standard frames. So let's grab a frame real quick. And boom. Nice. Nice, nice. So cool. Well, I will get some bees in this box, hopefully today or tomorrow, and then do a follow-up video in a couple weeks just to kind of show how they're using it, how they're doing. But I'm super excited about this. Now, everyone's going to be like, oh, it's super expensive. Yeah, it is. But lumber right now, this is June of 2021, is out of control. Plywood for 3/4 inch plywood right now, I believe, is about $65, $70 a sheet. That's about twice at least what it was last year. So when you consider the cost of what it's going to make, or what's going to take to make your normal colonies, like back here, your hive bodies, that's going to go through the roof, and it already is. There's several places here in Oregon where Glory Bee is located, where they shut down their beekeeping store, and you have to order online now. That was partially involved because of COVID. But I've got some farm stores and feed stores in town that would carry hive body equipment or whatever, and all of their suppliers have shut down wholesale, and it's all retail now, and it's all gone up in price, so they can't afford to even buy it and sell it. So when you consider what the hive bodies used to cost, what you could put together a double deep colony, top, bottom, and everything for a couple $100, maybe $200 with frames and everything. This whole colony setup here for this double box Apame hive was $300. But you got to figure, it's got a pollen trap, it's got gates, it's got feeder, it's got all these features already in it, not extra pieces I have to add. So when you do the math, it's maybe $50 to $80 more than a complete setup versus wood. But the fact that the R value is so much higher, and it's a plastic body, so it's really not going to break down like wood would. I don't have to paint it every year. Just the hassle-free portion of it, and the possibility of it keeping my bees cooler and warmer, to me, is a win-win. I got to spend more on this setup, but if my bees have a better chance of survival and they're healthier and they're stronger, like, that's the whole purpose. So the cost of the extra amount for these, to me, really doesn't seem like extra. It just seems like a smart investment. And if this works well this year, overwintering, I'll be buying more of these for sure, and you'll see more videos if that's the case. So we're going to do a test run with this one colony this year, this one hive body, see how they do, and we'll just keep an eye on them, and hopefully they'll do really, really well. So if you do have any questions about this program or how it's going, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe to follow other videos. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more videos about my honey, adding supers, that kind of stuff, making splits this fall. It's part of my single brood management that I do. I make splits twice a year, spring and fall, and we'll go through adding supers and that kind of stuff, which I have some videos on already. And also some exciting news. I'll leave you hanging a little bit on this one. There's a good strong possibility that my family will be moving a little bit further south than where we are now, not much, but we put an offer in on a small farm, and hopefully everything works out. We'll have our first official family farm where we're going to be trying to be self-sufficient and expand our beekeeping operation. So stay tuned for that. Also, you can check me out on Facebook, Oregon Beekeeping, on the Facebook page there, or Instagram, or my Facebook or my website page, excuse me, Oregonbeekeeping.com. Feel free to contact me, email me, whatever you want to do, ask questions. So I appreciate your time watching this. And yeah, the blackberries are starting to open up, and it's going to be go time for honey really soon. So make sure you're checking your colonies. Make sure they've got space for the honey coming up. And yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate your views. Have a great day.